Hey folks, this is Peter from Bikes and Life. Now I'm here with the Stromer ST2S. This bike just won an Edison Award for design and technology. And we're here to show you a little bit more of the details that make up the ST2S. Starting from the front, this headlight is actually 400% brighter than the original ST2 headlight. It does have two different functions. It's got a daylight feature where just the outer ring is illuminated, and then it also has a low beam setting. You'll see we have another headlight down in the frame. Now this is a daytime running light. So this light here, the U-shaped one, is always on whenever you're riding, and you'd be surprised by how visible that is during the day just because it's a little bit more unique. But within that light, you've actually got a little USB port where you can plug in a cable to charge your phone. So that way you can mount the phone on your handlebars, plug it in by USB, and make sure that you always keep it charged no matter whether you're listening to music or you're navigating with your phone. The battery's not going to drain down because you're drawing right from that main battery of the ST2. Coming back along the bike, there is a lock right here, and that actually allows you to unlock and lock your battery. So you can actually take this battery right out of the bike, and that way you can bring it and charge it at your desk or, in your office, wherever you may be. That same ring that you control the lights with, that's how you control the power while you're riding. You press the plus button for more power, the minus button for less power, and it actually changes the display on the screen to show you exactly how the bike is performing. Now the reason Stromer doesn't put that display on the handlebars is so that they can clean up the lines, make it look nicer, simpler, and also when you're going 28 miles an hour, you definitely want to have your eyes on the road and not so much on your screen. The next thing on the handlebars here is a Shimano Di2 electronic shifting display and the thumb lever that you use to shift it. So when you press this lever, you have one button for easy gear and one button for the faster gears, and that's controlling this little mechanism back here. So you might be able to hear the little servos shifting back and forth as it changes the gears. Now electronic shifting is great because it always keeps you in perfect alignment and adjustment. There's no cables to wear down and need replacement, and it ensures that you have immediate and quick shifting action, all the time. The cool thing about the Shimano gearing that you have here is that you have a chain retention system. So if you see, it's quite difficult for me to actually pull this chain or to move the derailleur anywhere because we have a Dynasys 2 feature on the derailleur. Now that is a little lever, you can see this gold piece that I'm shifting, and it has a cam locking mechanism that adds extra spring force when you push it back. So when you're on a bike that's going really fast and hitting bumps at like 28 miles an hour, if it was a regular derailleur, this would bounce all over the place and it would cause the chain to flop, and you could actually drop the chain on the front. But when you flip this lever on the Dynasys, now when you go over bumps, it retains everything much more solidly so that you get a derailleur that doesn't drop the chain. Let's take a look at the front wheel and specifically this larger brake caliper. Now you notice it's a Magura brake, which is a very nice brand, and it's an MT5 brake that uses a quad cylinder hydraulic action to get the braking force. Now this is so important, and it may not seem like a big detail, but it actually is huge because e-bikes are much heavier than regular bicycles. This is about a 60-pound bike. So as you're stopping, especially from a faster speed or on a long downhill, you could put some serious wear and tear on your brake pads. Now the MT5 brake calipers use a larger oversized pad which has a much longer service life so that your intervals between service are much longer, meaning that you won't have to come in to get your brake pads changed as much on this bike as you will on other e-bikes. The rigid carbon fork does a lot to dampen the vibration from the road along with these thicker tires, but it definitely translates into a super solid cornering action so that when you're on your Stromer, you have a very confident and put together feeling as you're going through turns and as you're on the road. Coming back to the back of the bike, you notice that this down tube is very large. Now that is what's housing the 983 watt-hour lithium-ion battery. And this is 20% larger than the original ST2 battery, taking the range up to 60 to 120 miles on a single charge. And now that is assisted riding. As we come back to the back of the bike, we get to the motor and the gears and the derailleur. So this is a Shimano 1x11 drivetrain. 1x11 is very simple, single chainring in the front, 11 gears in the back, giving you a really wide range from the largest gear for climbing and going slower and starting up to the highest gear for really going fast. On an e-bike, it's not really necessary to have a tremendous amount of gears because the motor is doing most of the work to get you from 0 to say 5 or 10 miles an hour. And on hills, you're going to be at a higher speed, so you don't necessarily need to have the top high gears. And the motor itself is the Syno drive motor system, which is able to deliver a consistent high torque, even from the low end of speed to the high end of speed. The last thing to take a look at is the brake light in the back. When you turn on the Stromer and the lights come on, you'll notice that when you pull either of the brake levers, there's a switch inside the brake lever, and that is basically allowing the brake light to go from dim to high and change when you're braking. So a great safety feature there again. So we actually ship the ST2S all over the country. Wherever you are, if you don't have a Stromer dealer near you, we can package the bike, tuned up, fully assembled and ready to ride, and send it to you so that it's ready to go right out of the box. If you want to learn more about electric bikes in general, you can click down here to watch our electric bike playlist. And if you want to subscribe to this channel so you get automatic updates each and every time we upload a video, please click here to subscribe or down below. So hey, thanks very much for watching. Take care and have fun.